is going on, Fox and Tenacious Fox here, back with another week of the TCL. This week we are taking on our good old buddy Jeff and his Rising Raptors. Now, as always, we are going to put the team with the power of editing. We'll put it to the right of us. We're going to do a quick team builder, and then we're going to talk about our match. We're going to do a quick replay, and yeah, we're going to get another 6-0, of course. We are going to get another 6-0. So, we will start doing coach interviews, unfortunately, with Jeff and Flygon. Unfortunately, guys, I didn't have enough time to set it up. And we will do them probably intermittently, depending on how much time I've got. So if I've got time to do an interview with coaches, then we'll do that after the matches and just kind of get their thoughts on things. Because some people don't actually upload, so it'd be really cool to get some of their thoughts and ideas on their sets. But anyway, let's go straight into the team builder. First off, we've got Roaring Moon. Why not? Why would we not bring him? We just picked him up. We are going to go for an AV set because Jeff has got Goldango. Yeah, so he does have Goldango. And a Scarf Goldango is a really dangerous threat to my team. So we wanted to mitigate that threat by bringing in a set with Roaring Moon that can basically come in and just tank. I mean, honestly, you can tank a couple hits and then just do a bunch of damage back. He's never going to want to stay in, so we can always U-turn and get some momentum. And then second, we've got Comfey. So this is here essentially to have priority against his Zygarde in a worst case scenario, or his Lycanroc in a bad case scenario, and even it can hit some other things, like Giga Drain's going to be good against Slowbro, U-turn for some momentum, and then we've got Defog on it as well. I did forget that Big Root is probably better than Leftovers, just because Big Root is going to give us more HP in the long run, but that's okay. Third, since Jeff has got the big old boy Zygarde, and he really loves to run a sub Dragon Dance setup set on that, man. If he's bringing Zygarde, it's probably that set. And we need something to mitigate that danger as well. So we made a max defense. I think we're Impish, right? Yeah, we are Impish. We make it max defense Kangaskhan with Scrappy, so we can also hit the Goldango with a Drain Punch, just on the off chance that those two get set up on each other, or set up against each other. But we did run Drain Punch, Roar, Ice Punch, and Wish. Ice Punch, even with like no offensive investment, which I do have a 4 on it, that's basically nothing. Even with that kind of investment, it still does like 50-60% because it's times 4 effective. Then we just threw Wish on here just in case we need to, like, if we get a chance to like Wish Pass. But the Roar is definitely the big thing for this, so that we can roar out that potential sub and not have to deal with it. And then we've got Nihilape with the black belt, because I think a bulk up Drain Punch just kind of beats his team. We are fast enough to outspeed Goldango if it's not scarfed. Let me check. I don't still have this team in the dock, or in my dock, but I'm pretty sure it outspeeds most of his team. It's obviously not going to outspeed his Chimpao, but it's going to outspeed Zygarde. It's going to outspeed a lot of stuff. It's not going to outspeed Infernape, but honestly, that's a really bad matchup for Infernape. So yeah, this kind of set, if we get a chance to just start clicking bulk up, this thing can just clear his team. And then in our mocks, these last two Mons were ones that I originally did not have on the squad, but they looked so good in the mocks, because they did originally had Scizor and Articuno. It was like a setup set Articuno, and I think Scizor was like probably Choice Band or something like that. But if we want to outspeed his Chimpao and kind of just cause havoc through his entire team, a Scar Cinderace just looks so good against him. So if he leads Infernape in our mocks with Shadow Ace, he led with Infernape a couple times. Now he knew I was scarfed, so he can't like stay in. But I knew that Jeff was probably not going to think I'm scarfed. So we can throw this Zen Headbutt on it, get rid of the Infernape right away, and then we probably don't have to deal with rocks. There is a potential of Araquanid, but that is why I've got Comfey in the back to kind of deal with that problem. But this is basically just a pivot, a fast pivot that he does not want to take a lot of hits on, because even if I click a U-turn, I mean, it does... I think it did like 20-ish% to 20 to 30% to max defense Clefable. It's gonna hit Tangrowth. It's gonna hit Slowbro. I mean, this thing just does a lot of damage to his team, and we are Scarf, so we can outspeed Chien-Pao, assuming it's not Scarf. And after we dare a Mox, I did kind of look at Jeff's team, and I was like, you know, Chien-Pao could be Scarf, because he might expect me to Scarf either this or Roaring Moon to kind of outspeed it and knock it out. So I did kind of expect him to be, if he brought a Scarf user other than Gholdengo, I expected it to be Chien-Pao. And then our final member is Venomoth, because this thing can kind of just come in on Clefable. It can come in on Slowbro. Not really Tangrowth, because Tangrowth gets knockoff and Earthquake, which we are Terra Ghost. But Slowbro and Clefable, this thing can just kind of come in on. It probably can come in on Araquanid as well, but I don't foresee Araquanid coming in this match, to be honest. My prediction for his team pre-match is Gholdengo, Chien-Pao, Clefable, Zygarde, Slowbro, and probably Infernape. So yeah, Gholdengo, Chien-Pao, Clefable, Zygarde, Slowbro. Yeah, 6 months. Okay, so that's my prediction for his team. But yeah, this is just a setup set. We put the Wise Glasses on it for the Sludge Bomb because it does about on hit without like any investment or without any boosts. It did like 60 to 70% to Clefable, so he's not gonna want to keep that thing in. And then we can Terra Ghost and destroy. If he wants to run Scarf Gholdengo, then we're EV'd to outspeed it at +1. So let's say, for example, we start setting up a Clefable. He switches into Gholdengo thinking, hey, I'm Scarfed. I can just knock this thing out, which I don't know that he would do that. That'd be kind of a weird play, honestly. Or if he wants to go to like Tangrowth, but Tangrowth gets bodied at +1. By a Sludge Bomb, definitely. But yeah, we've got the Terra Blast for that. So we've got plenty of weapons to take care of his big weapons. And I feel pretty good that if he gets set up with his Zygarde, I feel like we can at least once or twice get it out of the game, or like off the field, and hopefully get some momentum around it. So as you can see, the magical power of editing brought us here to the battle. So first off, let's switch sides so that we're in the front here. So first off, we see no Zygarde, which, I mean, I don't see Zygarde, and I'm like, wow, there's no Zygarde. We don't see Gholdengo. I think bringing Tangrowth over Gholdengo was a mistake. I don't think that Tangrowth was the better option here. But yeah, I'm feeling very, very good about this because I don't see Gholdengo or Zygarde. So we're going to lead with the Cinderace always. We always lead with Cinderace. Now, one of two things that we can do here. Now, we can click U-turn, expect him to switch out into Slowbro. I don't foresee him switching into Slowbro because if I go for like... It just seems too obvious. If I go for a Pyro Ball here, I'm not going to hit the Infernape hard. Based on my set, if I click U-turn, then he just gets free rocks. That's not going to do enough to Infernape. Sucker Punch isn't going to do nearly enough, and if he clicks rocks or taunt, then, you know, whatever. So we're going to just go for the Zen Headbutt here and show that we're Scarfed, honestly. We're just going to show we're Scarfed turn 1. Hit him with the Zen Headbutt, and Infernape is gone, and now we don't have to deal with rocks. We don't have to deal with rocks or its priority. Now, this is a problem here. One, because I didn't expect the Lycanroc to come, but we do have Giga Drain on our Comfey, so we're going to go to Comfey, and he's going to click Rock Polish. At this point, I should have seen this coming. I should have known that this next, that going for Giga Drain here would pop his weakness Poly. So when I see this Rock Polish, I definitely should not have clicked Giga Drain, because I could have done. Now, first of all, I thought this would do a lot more. To be honest, I didn't look at calcs. Now, his Lycanroc was extremely, extremely bulky. Like, this was a bulky boy. But we are at, like, a max defense, max HP Comfey. So if we had gone for... we could have done multiple things. So we could have, like, clicked U-turn here and just gone out into our Kangaskhan and taken, like, basically any hit that it wanted to do, even if it wanted to close combat at no boost. So this was definitely a misplay. Or we can just click Draining Kiss. Draining Kiss did about the same amount as Giga Drain. This was down to me not calcing and not thinking about weakness policy, which was really stupid because Jeff runs that every other week. Like, literally all his good sets are just weakness policy, rock polish, or weakness policy agility sets. So he does take out our Comfey. And now... So here, again, I should have looked at calcs. But also, if he's got play rough and he's got close combat, I probably lose here. Or at least that's how I'm thinking. So right here, I'm going to bring Kangaskhan out and try to scout for the close combat by hard swapping straight into Annihilate. Because I thought, hey, he might go for close combat here. What I didn't know was he wasn't max speed. So he knows my Cinderace is Scarf. So I'm assuming he didn't go for the close combat here, assuming my Cinderace was Scarfed and could outspeed his Lycanroc. So he doesn't go for the close combat. He just clicks Stone Edge. So now I'm like, fuck. Now Annihilate dies to another Stone Edge, and and it could have tanked a hit. We learned later that he didn't even have play rough, so it didn't even matter. But also, this damage would not have mattered on Annihilate regardless if he had play rough, because play rough always killed. But we're gonna luck out here. We're gonna luck out here, and he's gonna misclick on rock polish.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
And we're just gonna go for the Drain Punch and take that out. So really, really unfortunate to Jeff. Now, this kind of lost him the match. Spoiler, it kind of did lose him the match. Now, I talked to Ace the other day, and we don't think that me doing this lost me the game necessarily. One, because Cinderace could have come in, it outsped, and we could have gotten a flinch with Zen Headbutt. It's a 2-shot. We could have gotten a flinch. Additionally, close combat, after looking at the calcs, did not kill Kang. So if he kills Annihilate here, I just go into Kang and click Roar on the off chance, because I'm assuming he doesn't have close combat now. He went for the Stone Edge, so I'm just going to assume he doesn't have close combat. Now, it's easy to talk about that in like post-com and like clarity of thoughts, but I do believe, if Annihilate dies here, like if he clicks the right button, I just go right back into Kangaskhan. And there's also the possibility he goes for a Stone Edge again and gets a crit, and all those kinds of possibilities, but that's not what happened. Anyways, I don't think that had he killed Annihilate here, we lose the game. Because, again, even though Annihilate can go literal ham on his team, I don't think it's my main weapon against him. I really don't. I think Cinderace and Venomoth and, honestly, Roaring Moon are our main weapons against him. Oh yeah, Comfey could live like 3 hits from Chien-Pao as well. So that was another reason we set it up that way. So we do kill the Lycanroc. Slowbro comes out. We're just going to U-turn out of here and go into our Venomoth and start setting up. He does click Future Sight. Because he clicked Future Sight, I had to immediately Terra so that this doesn't do too much damage. But we are going to Quiver Dance, and he's going to be super annoying and click Ice Beam. I don't know why. And then he clicks Protect, and I'm just going to Quiver again. Like, why would I not? Now, here I should have just clicked Terra Blast and knocked this thing out. But I was wondering if... so my thought process here was that it still could not outspeed Chien-Pao if he was Scarfed, based on where my speed was at right now. Maybe it couldn't. Maybe it could. If he was like max speed, I think he could still outspeed with Chien-Pao if he was Scarfed. And I'm kind of making that assumption. So I do go for the Terra Blast. I guess I did go for the Terra Blast. brings in Clefable. We hit it with the Sludge Bomb. He toxics us, unfortunately. That's when I got toxic. I thought he toxic me with Slowbro. Might be homies. I'm just dumb. I'm just big dummy. But he does come back into Tangrowth, and it's gonna die.
It's a one-hit wonder.
All-Terrain Venomoth comes this week. All-Terrain. He is going to Ice Shard and take us out, so he gets us low enough to get us with the Chien-Pao. But now we're just going to finish the game off with Cinderace. So we're going to click Pyro Ball 2 times and win this match. We do find out right there that he is... we found out right there that he's scarfed. But yeah, that's the match. Unfortunately, Jeff, you misclicked on the Rock Polish. I think the game was still up for grabs, especially since I had Kangaskhan, and I think Venomoth and Cinderace did really, really well, or like they were really good against their team. And I didn't even have to bring Roaring Moon into the... I didn't even have to bring Roaring Moon out, and I think that was really good, even though it was AV. So I don't think that play would have lost me in the match, but I do think that misclick definitely lost you the match, unfortunately. But yeah, that's going to be all for this video. See you guys later.